Hi, this is Clint with Bismarck-Mandan.com. It's been a long time since I've subjected you to my voice, but I just had to grab the mic because I heard somebody else grab the mic yesterday on KFYR radio, Mayor Mike Seminary. I'm not going to replay for you the totally bat-scat crazy rant that he went on yesterday on the radio. I'll provide a link for you to watch it or listen to it on KFYR's site. But I do have to make a comment, actually a couple of comments, about a question that the mayor and chief administrator Keith Hunke were asked by Nolan Canwright, who I do not know. I know he's a candidate for the city commission. Anyway, let's just listen to the audio.
Mr. Mayor, I do have one question. You said no one would know the value of the building until a commercial appraiser appraised the building. What was the value then of the property after I'm assuming you guys hired a commercial appraiser to get the value. Is that correct?
No, we did not, Mr. Canwright.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to point out a really shocking detail that was admitted right here. The city did not get an appraisal of the property to determine its value. Look, nobody sells property this recklessly unless they have an ulterior motive. Why would you sell something if you have no idea what it's worth? How would you pick the value? Either Mayor Seminary and the city don't care what they do with our money, but that's something that I think they've already demonstrated time and time again, or they have a vested interest in University of Mary's plans, whether it has something to do with their downtown fetish, or there's some sort of sweetheart deal being worked out with the University of Mary, some sort of cronyism or something like that. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is that they did not do any due diligence to make sure that they know what the property is even worth before agreeing to sell it. That is reckless, and you and I are footing the bill for it. Now here's another one. This is something I haven't seen anywhere else. Just listen to the audio.
How do we assess that, Keith?
The value determination was based on an assumption that the current public health building would be demolished. So there was about $1 million cost there for demolition. And the other basis for the value of that property was the raw land, and that would be the remainder of that, given the redevelopment opportunity that was presented by the University of Mary.
Okay, let me just quick interrupt here. So basically, the University of Mary wants the property because they want to build a new building on it. And that's all fine and dandy. But we're supposed to pay for the demolition of the existing building, either by a discounted price or maybe even paying for the demolition before the property is sold. That's just ridiculous. Listen to the rest of the bite.
So there was never an evaluation based on the current building, its current use, but it was on the proposed redevelopment of the property.
Mr. Canwright seizes on this point next and makes a very, very good point. All these properties downtown are supposedly rising in value. Why is the one that we suddenly want to sell to the University of Mary going down in value when all the other old buildings around it are going upward at the same time?
And as you guys know, and that's what I'm questioning, as well as many people when I was approached, is we have more obviously than $2 million into the building. And I was at the State of the Downtown, very great presentation. Commissioner Asvig was there, and they gave the GIS mapping showing all the property values booming down in that area. And I think that some of the concerns, and that's what I'm calling about, is, it's kind of a head scratcher how that building just decreased in that much value. And if someone's going to buy it, I just don't understand how we're taking the $1 million off of it for the demolition.
Mr. Canwright went on to point out that this building is currently being used. It is a usable building, and why shouldn't it be sold as such? But then he had another question to which there was a really shocking answer, especially considering the admission that was just made on the air.
So I guess my question is, are we looking at getting it appraised by a commercial appraiser?
Given the current purchase option that we are involved with, no. The purchase offer by the University of Mary is what it is.
Okay.
And again, their redevelopment plan does away with the current building.
Wow. Okay, so just to recap, the city engaged in a deal to sell this property to the University of Mary for what seems to be an arbitrary price. We know that properties downtown are, according to the State of the Downtown report, going up in value, yet this one is purported to go down. How do we know this? Apparently by someone's feeling or divination or whatever, because the city didn't even bother to have a proper appraisal done. We also know that even though the University of Mary doesn't want the building, they want the land, and for some reason you and I, the taxpayer, are supposed to foot the bill, pay the difference, for them to get rid of the existing structure, either by knocking it off the sale price or by demolishing the building before the sale. Third, this is more reinforcement that we need new leadership in the city of Bismarck. Clearly, they do not have the best interest of the citizens at heart. They definitely have a fetish about the downtown, and they have plenty of downtowners who are organized and vocal and well-connected to keep things moving down there, as we've seen with the Civic Center and every other sort of project they want to run off with, despite taxpayer and citizen disapproval. The fact of the matter is, we really, really, really need to put some people on the city commission this time around who will rein in this insanity, this cronyism, this wanton disregard for the will of the people. And there are certain people on the commission who just need to go explore other opportunities. I invite you to go to KFYR Radio's website and listen to the entire thing. It's very enlightening. Until next time.